Alright, I'm going to send this to you. Nope, that's the title. Can you still hear me? Eddie, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me?
Yep, I had you on mute for a second.
Okay.
Alright, I sent you a link. See if that works.
Did you email it or
I sent it to Messenger.
can you still hear me? Just Messenger. It just came up as just regular words, like no link.
Oh,
Like it's not clickable.
try that.
There it is. Yep, I can see it now.
Alright, everybody here, can you hear me? Alright, I'm going to post it up in the Facebook group too, even though, you know, we don't have much luck over on the Facebook world like Eddie does.
That's alright. The YouTube world is foreign to me. I like this melding of collaboration.
Right, and we're about to throw it all out the window, right?
Bro, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Alright, Matt, what's up? Pete, good deal. Trevor, what's up? He got the bigger video, you know. He's a small man, so the least we could do is give him the big video, right?
Oh, dear Lord.
Alright, so we got 15 in now. We'll get a few more in. Let some folks join in. Let Eddie tell y'all he's got a badass new venture coming up. I don't know how else to describe it. And I'm going to post the link. I know a lot of you guys are already in. Eddie, he's saying your audio is a little distant, but it might be my doing because I don't really know what I'm doing.
Let me move my camera closer. Hopefully if that helps better.
Alright. Ryan, is that better?
Comments on YouTube either, though.
Can you see them?
I can't see comments, so you gotta let me know if I'm missing stuff.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna see if can you pull it up and like put it on the side and just pause it? Again, it's not real time. You know that though. I'm dealing with Facebook.
Let's see. I'm just so unfamiliar with YouTube. Where do I go to even see comments?
Alright. What's up, Piper? That is Piper, right?
Yeah. Oh, there we go. It showed up on the side.
Okay.
Got it.
Alright.
Okay, cool.
Eddie, they're saying you're still pretty quiet, but let me see if I can. It might have something to do with my end.
I think Blake was insecure and he made me the big video, but the quiet voice.
Right. Alright, well, I'm going to turn my volume up. I don't know if that's going to help, but. Oh, so his audio is getting picked up through my mic? In that case.
Oh, that sounds weird. Okay.
What about now? Alright, see, this is what happens when I try to get technological. I don't really know what I'm doing.
Do I need to just scream?
Yes, scream is like, no, alright, let me see, because if it's picking it up through my mic, then that's obviously no good. So, let's do.
If we went live in your Facebook group, can you stream from there to your YouTube?
Maybe, hold on, let me see, saying check the sound settings, services. Sorry, Eddie, I know you're all over the place too. Alright, so where do I do the sound settings? Here we go. Alright, Eddie, talk now.
Alright, is that any better?
So that's going to be closer. So let me see if I can pump the volume up. Alright, I think that's probably going to be a little better.
Alright, let me know. I mean, otherwise,
we can figure this out another way.
I think that's probably going to be better. Because that is going to put you on my speakers on the thing. Now I'm just going to put the screen right over. All right, there we go. So much better. We're here. All right, so let's chat. Let me give you a little introduction for those who don't know, which I don't know how that's possible. But all right, so we got Eddie Mancini here. Eddie is with Geo Brakes over on Facebook. I tell you guys all the time, one of my favorite spots to break, kind of where I cut my teeth, if you will. A lot of you listen to the Sports Card Nonsense podcast with Mike, Gio, and Jesse, Sports Boy, as he's so affectionately known now.
I love you for Sports Boy.
Oh man, it's great. So I've been breaking with Mike forever, and Mike sold everything over to Eddie a couple years ago, and Eddie has just taken it and I'm sorry, Mike, but kind of turned it upside down, and things that Mike could never know. But I mean, and so Mike's got the podcast. So anyways, they are rolling out a new app, right? So it's going to be all app based.
Yep.
I know, at least Apple, Android too, right? Because you're an Android guy, so I'm assuming you're going to get to use your own app day one. And they've got. You told me this morning it's going to be like desktop too, desktop friendly.
Yep, desktop friendly as well.
Okay, so again, I tell people all the time, if you're, people ask any other places to break, that this is my number one rec. So
appreciate you.
now, they're about to streamline this thing insane. So it's gonna be, from what I'm kind of gathering, this is gonna be a little learning for me as well. But like a little bit, similar to Whatnot, similar to Loop, similar to some of these that are kind of out there already, but built by breakers, like built by people that have a background in this. Like, not trying to disparage any of those others, but like, this is how they cut their teeth. Like, that's how Gio got the podcast started, because like he's not just some random dude that saw an opportunity that there was no sports card podcast. Like, he knows what the hell he's talking about. Same with Eddie. Like, when Eddie bought the business, he wasn't just some venture capitalist that it was like, oh, okay, here's an easy. Like, no, he knew what he was doing. He's even learned some foreign soccer names, some F1,
Man.
So, no one knows. I don't know any of it, obviously. But, just tell us about it. Like, I know y'all rolling out, March 18th?
Yep. So we're going to roll out officially just for our Geo Breaks members. I know we have a ton of overlap between our two groups here, Blake.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of your guys are going to be able to be part of that first wave of people that we bring over.
Right.
So honestly, Blake said it best though. The point behind this app was we're kind of reinventing the wheel, but at the same time giving it just so much better spokes and better tires. And this is like Blake said, imagine Whatnot, Loop, these kind of other things designed by breakers with the thought of sellers and buyers in mind, with the thought of what's going to make all of our daily transactions easier, what's going to make things easier to communicate with everybody. The biggest problem, I even know with your breaks, Blake, they fill fast. So people would really like to know, they'd like to get a push notification. So you'll be getting push notifications when breaks are being listed. You'll be getting push notifications when Blake's going to be throwing something up. So you get a lot more direct content, direct contact with your sellers.
Okay.
I think though beyond the design of it, the biggest part of it are the sellers. The biggest flaw of Whatnot and Loop and all these other platforms, which started off as great ideas, are the sellers. I mean, you look at these incidents like Backyard Boys. How do you look at a platform that allows that to happen?
I mean,
the other way?
Are you talking about for the kids? I mean, come on now. For the kids. We're going to the Boys and Girls Club after this to donate some. All right.
Right. I mean, you can't really. And in my mind, like, to me, that's it's hack stuff, right? Like it's hack stuff. It's stuff that, we say it on the Geo Breaks page all the time. If you're breaking with somebody, everybody should be breaking with a ton of different people, regardless. There's different experiences, different rooms for everything. I look at a bunch of the stuff that Blake gets. I'm like, how do you get that product? I want that. Like, but at the same time, I can't provide that. So I expect my customers to have a safe place to go. Somebody who is trusted, somebody who's been vetted, somebody who understands this hobby as more than just a cash grab. So I think that the fact that it's going to be all built around trusted sellers, vetted sellers, sellers that have established communities just like GeoBreaks already. And they're not going to be GeoBreaks isn't even going to be the largest community that's brought onto there. It's going to be all ranging guys that have groups of 200 to groups of 20,000. But at the same time, it's vetted people. It's people that we know are going to treat people right, going to get shipping done right. Whatnot, when you sign up as a seller on Whatnot, they give you this kind of like vague suggestions of best practices. I just got done yesterday working with the marketing team and Mike on things that we're not giving best practices. We're giving things that if you don't, as a seller, accomplish X, Y, and Z, you will be kicked off our platform.
Nice.
If you're not shipping breaks within 3 business days, you're gone. If you're not, these are things that we expect of people. I mean, we do a decent amount of breaks on the GeoBreaks page, and we get all of our stuff out within 3 business days. And if I know if I can do it, I know other people can do it.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the biggest goal behind there, is that all of the sellers are really under the same microscope. This is really something where we bring on trusted, vetted people where we don't have to babysit guys, and there aren't going to be things like backyard boy incidents happening.
Right.
That's the biggest thing for me, because once something like that happens, you lose all trust for that space.
Yeah, I saw. I guess it was Twitch kicked them off, which good start. I guess. But I mean, that's kind of my thing too. It's like like I said earlier, I tell people all the time, there are too many good breakers out there to be breaking with morons and clowns. And it's just, I'm happy to point. I know some of the guys that are coming on, Hilo Paro's another one that I know is going to be doing some
Yep.
and he, break over the top notch and just do a lot with him. I mean, there's just from the names I've heard, it's all, and I love that it's all in app. The push notifications, I love too. You were talking about that this morning. I'm bad about my Facebook. I don't have, and it's I get pissed all the time. Damn it, I didn't know you were listening to this, or oh, you posted a Bowman draft. Y'all think I feel Bowman draft fast? You need to go, But it's. I love that. I mean, and I love the the flexibility of it, that it's not just there, and you can do it all from there. So talking, I know some guys a lot this morning had a lot of payment questions. Talk about that a little. Is it all in house, all that?
Yep. All payments will be done through the app. So that's something as a seller, where it's the seller will pay a platform-based commission, right? So that it'll include shipping, it'll include all of the platform-based fees, it'll include the payment processing fee. So everything is done through the app. So each break that you're going to enter, you will pay for your own shipping with that break. I've actually discussed with Mike and Jesse. These are things that I'm really excited. Little things that really mean a lot to me. So if on Whatnot, if you pay for a break and you skunk, you've paid for shipping with something you're not getting anything shipped. Okay. And with this technology, because we built it from the ground up. We paid, we have a tech team that built this thing from scratch. And we're designing it so that if you skunk in a break, the breaker has the ability to go back, check a box, and refund that shipping money. So okay. I mean, it's little stuff like that. I mean, so it's attention to detail, customer facing.
Right. So AJ wants to know, will this be strictly breakers or individuals have a presence like Whatnot? I think it's going to be a little of both, right?
Yeah. So it's going to be a little bit of both. At the beginning, we're scaffolding this. So we're going to have a launch. We're going to have a 1.0 launch, which is going to be just myself on there on March 18th. Nick Piper will be on there doing his live submission reveals and stuff, and a lot of the live grading analysis and things like that. But for the first day or two, we just want to make sure that everything is running perfectly. As soon as we realize everything is going as we want it to be, then comes the wave of Blake. Then comes the wave of the other big Facebook breakers that we're going to be bringing on. These like Blake said, some of these names that are coming, they're the most trusted people in our community. They're the most trusted people in our hobby.
Right.
They're not the biggest names. They're what I'm calling the best names.
Right.
They're the ones where whether you know them or not, you don't ever have a question about authenticity, about integrity, about those kind of things. You don't have a question of why they're in this game.
Yeah. Which I mean, that's,
right.
We all started from, I don't want to say the good, there's a million, but I think everybody knows my story. I started breaking and, I started breaking basically to fund my, me being able to get in other breaks. And, that I know you were big in the car community before, when Gio told us, oh, I'm selling Eddie Man, I was like, oh, okay, I know that name. I haven't had any dealings with him, but I've seen the name around. So yeah, I know. So Friday 18th is going to be you, and you're going like full time from there, right? I didn't know that till this morning.
That was where all of my breaks will be posted and listed starting March 18th.
I love it. I mean, so what's the name? Do we have a name?
The Card Shop Live.
Okay, I like it.
The Card Shop Live. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
It's,
I just got a package with a lot of like new seller material. So like all sellers or breakers will have their own kind of like digital trading card almost, where with like their picture and their name on it. It's kind of fun. So just a lot of things on this platform is going to be about getting to know your breaker, right? Like that's why
right.
people love you, Blake, because they get to know you. That's
Probably a little too much, but yeah.
I am not gonna lie. I really dug your whole cheese commentary thing you did for a while there. I was getting to know a different side of you that I didn't know you knew that many levels of Gouda.
I like post stuff, and Laura be like, "Why are you putting that on the internet?" I'm like, I don't care. Like, I want these people to know. Like, I want, So, but the main question everybody's asking: Can we still use the gold bubble mailers? Through the app. Okay, so these aren't going anywhere. They might be going anywhere if this dadgum coronavirus and the supply chain issues keep it up, and I have to start paying 50 cents or keep paying 50 cents a bubble. But other than that, so March 18th, all in house, all everything done through the app. I'm trying to think, just like you've trusted people like. To me, that's the main thing you got to keep coming back to. Like, you you're not gonna have that situation because I know the people vetting like I always Mike was one of the first friends I made in this hobby. Like, and it's carried along. We've actually never met in person, me and you, but like I still feel like. It's like when I saw Mike last year at Nashville. It was like meeting an old friend, and I know when we meet it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be like and you don't get that from just like it's a community, and like it's a building. The supply chain is broke. Yeah, it's building trust and it's building friendships and like all the guys that are getting in. There's so many new people from I don't get in as much, mainly just because I'm trying to focus on keeping my stuff like in house or money, especially with a new kid on the way. That's a lot less breaking money when you have to buy $600 Dunas or whatever the hell these things are called.
Right.
But,
$1,200 stroller.
right. But you can take it straight from the car seat to the ground. So sure. But yeah, I mean, I love like seeing the new faces and all that, but I do love like, I mean, how many people as of now, obviously I know it's going to be you from the ground floor and then kind of slowly rolling people out. How many kind of do you have on board now, like ready to go?
We have about a dozen breakers committed to coming over in some capacity. A lot of that capacity is going to revolve around how active are we?
Right.
How are we getting stuff done? So it really is going to be a matter of this first wave. It's how hard can we play in this playground?
Right.
So the harder we play in this playground, the more people are going to want to come to play on it. You know what I mean? So that's the big part about being this first wave of people that we're bringing over, which is why we are bringing what I feel is the strongest community on Facebook breaking is GeoBreaks. And that, to me, that's and when I say GeoBreaks, I'm including deep fried breaks. I'm including walk off. I'm including, this is kind of a family that we have,
Right. Right.
So these, it's going to be the first 5,000 or 6,000 people on there that are going to be just there. That's going to be it for a little bit,
Right.
and I say a little bit, a couple of weeks.
Right, and that's,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
So-
you don't want to release it to the masses and have 100,000 people trying, which, have 10,000, 20,000 people trying to jump on and it all not be ready to go. Like, it kind of, again, it goes back to trust. Like, you've built up enough trust. If there are a little issues at first, like, people are going to understand and, like, not that I anticipate anything, but, like, if something were to slow, the crash or whatever, like, people aren't worried that you're, pulling a Houdini act over here with somebody's cards if, the app were to crash for 5 seconds. And so, all right, so Jeff wants to know, dedicated customer service team to help manage if there are any issues with breakers.
Yep,
Okay.
absolutely. In fact, it is going to be somebody that the man who's going to be customer facing is somebody that is going to be very recognizable to just about everybody in our audience right now.
Okay. Do we know, or is this a secret?
No, we know. I'm kind of teasing this. His
Okay.
name, he goes by the name Jesse Gibson.
Oh, let's go. Sports Boy's back.
Sports Boy is going to be part of the team that helps customer facing issues.
Okay.
If there's issues on the customer side, if there's issues on the breaker side, then it's Mike and I.
Right.
I mean, so really, this is the part that I'm excited about: is the people that are handling the issues and the problems are the people that are the trusted people that are building
Right.
this.
So
You
yeah,
know what I
like
mean?
if
Like,
something happens, with the mail, you would still come to me theoretically if you bought into my break.
yes.
All right. And then, which
So-
again, that's y'all.
So theoretically, with Jeff, so Jeff, to field that question specifically, say Blake shipped you a package that got lost in the mail. My seller expectation on this site is the breaker takes care of that package,
Right.
regardless. And that's kind of the expectation of everybody that we're bringing on board. And frankly, it's not even a conversation that we have, because everybody that we've talked to are those type of people. They're not the ones that say, well, let's give it another 90 days in the mail
Right.
and then see where we're at. No, like, I mean, I know you as well as I, Blake. If somebody comes to you and says, hey, it's been 6 weeks, this package hasn't showed up, it's, hey, what was in it? Let's find out. Let's replace it. Let's
Right.
let's reimburse you for it. Let's do that right now. And then if the stuff comes in the mail, guess what? Just like I'm a trusted seller, you're a trusted customer. So if the stuff comes in the mail, you let me know, you pay me back.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that changes nothing. So if say now Jeff had a problem with you with
Then he
any
would
kind
come
of
down.
reimbursement,
Which,
Jeff would go
no.
Jeff would go to Jesse. Jeff would email Jesse at the customer service, for the card shop live, and then Jesse would either reach out to you directly or reach out to Mike, and then Mike and I would reach out to you
Right.
to take care of this.
Yeah. So like I know when I was, I broke. That's kind of I'd started my own thing, but then I broke a little bit with Mike and Eddie on their page on Geo Bracers. I know a lot of you guys have gotten in with me there too. That was kind of. There was one guy who had never really gotten in a break with me and didn't know, and it was still with Mike, and he like reached out to Mike. It's like, hey, I hadn't got my package yet. From Blake, like, what do I need to do? And Mike's like, oh, like, you can reach out to him, or I'll reach out to him. Like, don't worry about it. Like, it's getting taken. Like, you shouldn't worry about it essentially. But, and Mike immediately messaged me. He's like, hey, buddy, what's up with this one? And it was a friends and family type deal where I hadn't sent the guy the tracking, or something like that. And then I think it got there that day or whatever it was. But it was like, y'all have enough pride in the community and everything you build. You're not letting anything go, and that's the thing again we keep coming back to is trust. Like, no one's burning anything down. I joke all the time. It's like, if we pull a Tua, or if we pull a nice Griffey out of here, hit up the scammers page. I got the link. But like, y'all all know it's a joke. I did say that one time, like, somebody hit the Mariners in a spot where they had like some really nice Griffey stuff, and I was like, that sucks. You don't get any of the Griffies. He's like, wait, what? And I'm like, no, I'm kidding. Like, I might offer you money if you hit something after we're done, but like,
Right.
you still get everything. This is not we can't ship that. That's too, and that's the thing you don't have to worry about and the thing I love is like, everyone that's going to be on here, there's no card worth any amount of money worth burning your reputation for. I mean, hell, anything. But like, especially with this group of people, it's like, again, if we keep going to some of these others, they vet, like, but like at the same time, like they're wanting more activity, and it's like you're going to let some people slip through the cracks, and that's not going to happen here. So that's.
Yeah.
All right. How long until non-Geo Breaks members are allowed into the promised land?
Honestly, probably just a few days, 7 to 10 days is what I'm imagining. Yeah. And then it's just going to be so the link that I'm going to post tomorrow in the Geo Breaks room. Each seller, when you get set up, Blake, you're going to get your own link, and then you're going to be able to send that out to your group.
Okay.
And then your group can come on, and then the next breaker that I bring on, they're going to get their own personalized link, and they'll send it out to their room, and then they can bring their guys on. So it's really everybody's bringing their own communities, right? And then as you join, you're going to have exposure to everybody else's communities.
Okay. Yeah. So there you go. I mean, we're still going to do, just kind of from my standpoint, I'm still going to be on YouTube, still going to do, on Twitter, but like, we're still going to, probably a couple nights a week or however it works out, go hop on the app and break stuff there, and it'll still be still be me. You'll still have
Yeah.
Big Poppy in the background. Probably, I'm assuming that the software is going to be the same, but
It's better.
I'm sure it is. Yeah, it can't be worse. I've spent
It's
the last
so much
45
better.
minutes trying to
There is
figure out how to get a Zoom on here.
no glitches in the feeds. We've already stress tested a lot of this stuff too. No glitches in the feeds. No delay in the chat. Like, it is absolutely impeccable. Like the 1080p pixelation on the video, it is very, very high end. We decided that if we didn't have the capability of being a legitimate competitor to places like Whatnot and Loop from day one, we didn't want to do it.
Right. All right. So Michael's got, but can you join anyone's break regardless of point of entry? Correct. Yes.
Yep.
I assume you'll just pull it up and it'll have all that's coming up.
Yep, it's the front page will be similar to Whatnot. You'll be able to pin your saved sellers, and so anybody who you follow, if you follow Blake, you're going to get a push notification anytime Blake posts something. If you follow GeoBreaks, you're going to get a push notification anytime I post something. If you follow so you're just going to want to follow sellers, and then you'll get notifications when everybody's posting something.
Okay.
On the customer end, something else that's really cool that I hadn't mentioned yet is being able to, so as a Facebook, not just breaker, but somebody who loves to join breaks, I never am able to remember all the breaks that I'm in.
Right.
Like I can't keep track of it. Right. I didn't know if I joined one in Sully's room and then one in yours and then somebody over with Laparo, and then I got to keep tracking straight from all of them. And this now, when you log on, you'll be able to click a little tab and it'll bring up all of your purchases and all of your tracking numbers.
That would have been very helpful for me during Bowman Draft, because in all honesty, someone could have scammed me and I wouldn't have noticed. I remember when when Bowman Draft dropped, it was a frenzy that first day because there weren't a lot of it out there and it was just huge. So I was just like, every Facebook page I saw, I'm like, yeah, never heard of you, but sure, yeah, let me get a team. And so it's like a couple of weeks later, I'm just waiting stuff to come in. I'm like, maybe I was in a break, and then okay, there it is. The next day it showed up. I was like, I thought I had the raise at some point last week. Oh, there it is. Okay, so yeah, that would have. Yeah. It's not a normal thing, but it exists. So Pete wants to know, may have missed. You're not in the break. Can you still watch?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And differing from Whatnot and these other platforms, all of your breaks will be stored on that breaker's homepage. So if you were in a break 7 months ago from a Bowman Draft case that you wanted to rewatch, that break will still be on there.
Okay, nice. I like that.
Yeah, so just like Facebook, how you can go into somebody's room and just search, except for this one, it'll all be chronological order.
Very nice. That's one thing I like about the YouTube is you can kind of drill down. But yeah, I'm assuming, yeah. Yeah, and
everybody will be able to watch. Everybody will be able to join. Everybody can participate or not participate. That's kind of the greatest part of it. We're going to be doing a crap ton of giveaways on there in the first couple months.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I remember when obviously I got looped in a couple months ago about it, and then I guess Mike broke the news on the podcast. Just kind of hinted at it, and some people, mainly Drew's Cards, who I'm not worried about hearing this because I think he's in prison at this point. But he he called it out and was just like blah blah blah, and I was like, let me explain something to you. With Geo and Eddie as a byproduct of this, they're not going to jump into something if they don't think that they can make it work, or if they don't think that they're not I say it all the time, the whole Ron Swanson thing. This is not a half-assed job. It's if it's going to go live, it's going to work. And that's So
I mean, and so just like we talk about how you shouldn't join a break with a breaker if the most expensive card they could pull out of that product is worth more than their reputation, right?
Right.
That's how Mike and I are viewing this platform. I'm transplanting GeoBreaks. I'm uprooting my business.
Right. Yeah.
I'm that confident in this platform.
That should tell you all you need to know. You're running what? 4 or 5 breaks a day?
I would say 5 to 9. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not talking single box 2021 update, random divisions. We've got, some nice stuff going up all the time, and if you're uprooting everything and you're that confident in it, so yes, Seth said he had Whatnot has no clue what he hit, no way to find out.
Right.
right?
Oh, I just saw Eric Jones' question.
What's up, Jonesy?
So yes, there is going to be singles selling all the time. So that's something that I'm really excited about. Guys like Blake, I know you have boxes and boxes of cards that
No.
don't fit in your repacks.
No.
That don't fit. Yeah, I know. You probably just fire starters, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there will be you can do the same kind of 1 minute. Yeah. See?
No, not at all.
So the access for the customer facing side, the access to be able to have somebody like you in your downtime between listing breaks to be able to hop on and auction off 10 or 12 of those $5 to $10 cards that maybe somebody's really looking for.
Right.
So you're going to find me on, I break all day, but you're going to find me at least 2 or 3 hours a day doing singles.
Nice. And see, I'm going to have Piper join in on all my lives, and he's going to give you a live assessment of every card that I hold up from California to Alabama.
Right, holding it up through the screen. Yeah, no,
Right.
But speaking of Piper though, this is going to change the game for card grading. So for guys that use that review service, it's no longer a guessing game of when does your card get reviewed, how does it happen. So I explained to everybody the whole process of watching Piper review and go over cards like that. It's like going to the candy store and watching the taffy pullers.
Right.
Like, we all love the final result, but nobody knows how the hell you got there.
Right.
You know what I mean? To see him to be able to go through and watch how he goes over each card, watch how he fills out his report cards, gives you a complete better understanding for what goes on and for what to send and what not to send yourself to save even more money on the back end.
Right.
You know what I mean? So all of his reviews now will just be, they'll either be by order number or customer name. And just like a break video that you can go back and watch anytime, you can watch the live reviews of everybody's cards.
Okay. See, that's all right. And Seth wants to know, can people apply if they're getting started out or cut your teeth somewhere else, then apply?
So you can definitely apply. Some of the questions that we're going to be asking on, we're going to be vetting. So this is somebody where if you're just cutting your teeth, it's going to be hard to pass our vetting process, and it's unless you really do have some great guys vouching on your behalf.
Right.
So it is something where we are looking for established, trusted sellers.
I do accept bribes.
In the form of Gouda.
Right. Yeah. You send me some fine cheese. But I mean, again, it circles right back to trust. So, all right. Yeah. I know you got some other stuff you got to get to, and I'm gonna try to break these first editions. See if we can hit anything. But
Thank you for having me, man.
Of course. No. I mean, I want to spread the word because like I said, I'm gonna get involved, or I'm gonna be involved. I wouldn't be doing it with just anyone. Like I've had, some talk, and it's just like I'm pumped, like for y'all, but I mean also to be a part of it, like
We're gonna have fun. That's what I can say the least of. We are going to have fun.
Yep, I know that will happen, no doubt. So
good stuff. All right, y'all.
All right, if y'all have any questions, let me know. I'll kind of relay them, and